Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
I used to party a lot in high school, like 17, 18, had my own crib. And it wasn't because yeah, it was cool. It was fun at the time, but it was more like that. Like I didn't know how to express myself. So I was like, distractions and this and that. And then when I got to college, it was kind of the same thing. I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Mm.
I joined a fraternity,
Mm.
which I wasn't there for too long, but school was going all right. Um, Everything was cool, and then all of a sudden, I lost my finger. Um,
How?
um, well, let's just say that I lost so it was one of my buddies' uh birthdays, and we ended up pre-gaming at this house down the street.
Mm.
We left our stuff there, and it was January, so it was snowing outside. But it was right down the street, so like, we'll just leave our stuff here because sometimes it's tough when you bring like your jackets and stuff. And so we went to the party. My buddy, he got super, super wasted, and it was pretty funny. It's kind of messed up.
Mm.
We were all dancing on the dance floor. They had like the DJ and everything. And it gets crazy over there in Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And so like the whole block had a bunch of parties. We got to this place and then there was a DJ and they were all dancing and stuff.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden, like this man was taking so many shots and shots and shots. All of a sudden, he starts like making out with this girl's like lower back area.
Mm.
It was very weird, and
Mm.
like everyone started looking. And so I was like, oh shit, I gotta help. I was
Mm.
like, oh my bad, I'm gonna take him home. Sorry about that. And the girl was like all like weirded out. And I was like, damn, we gotta go. So I told everybody, like, let's go, let's go. Everyone we came with. So we went back to the house and yeah, we went back inside. We were just waiting on the Uber. And so once the Uber got there, I had to carry him because he was like knocked out, lights out. So I had to
Mm.
carry him from upstairs and I carried him all the way downstairs. I put him in the car and everyone else like came outside to like help, and then I think we were about to like keep going, like all right, he's taken care of, we're gonna go back out. And then I ended up going back upstairs so I could grab my jacket. I had my wallet in there, uh, and it was like $200 or whatever. It's not a lot, but at that time, like in college, like that was a lot for me.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Still kind
uh,
of is.
yeah, yeah. And so I was like knocking on the door and I hear the lock.
Mm.
So it was this dude that he ended up passing away, but it was this dude. Basically, he was trying to like steal my wallet. He was trying to keep my jacket and everything, and I was like,
Mm.
I was not having it. So I was like, banging on the door, yo, open up, blah blah blah. And he turned off the light, and he's like, go home or something. And I was like, what? This is not about to happen. And so I went downstairs, and there's a balcony on the second floor.
Mhm.
So I start climbing the first floor balcony. Okay, I got up. Cool. Then I started climbing the second floor balcony. And then since it was snowing outside, the railing is like made of metal. Uh,
Oh no.
I ended up like almost getting to like the
Oh.
ledge and I grabbed it. And all of a sudden I slid down super fast and I
Mm.
let go. And I ended up sliding into the first floor balcony, which was good because I could have went back and hit my head or something. So
Mhm.
thank God for that. But I ended up going into the first floor balcony, and I was like, "Damn, am I okay?" I started checking myself, make sure I got no holes or nothing. And then I like looked at my finger. I saw my hand, and
Mhm.
I saw a bone sticking out. And I was like, I looked away, and I looked back. I was like, "No, no way." And I didn't feel it because it was like super fast. I
Yeah.
was in shock, and it got stuck in the second floor balcony in between the metal railing and the
Mm.
cement. And I
Wow.
immediately called the ambulance. Uh, I I asked my buddy, I'm like, "Yo, can you look for my finger, dude? My pinky." And he starts laughing hysterically. He's like, "What are you talking about, dude? Pinto, you crazy, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Bro, like I'm talking to the
Mm.
ambulance. Look for my finger, please, you know?" And so I ended up losing like 3/4 of my finger.
Wow.
And yeah, that was a crazy, crazy time. And during that time, just a quick side story.
Yeah.
Um, I was still like in the mindset that like I didn't care and I'm invincible. And I was like still taking drugs here and there. Um, and I had an Adderall in my pocket. And since I was going to the ambulance, my first instinct was it's gonna be a long night. I'm just gonna take the Adderall.
Mm.
And that was a terrible idea. Um, because they took me to the hospital and they tried to sedate me, uh, and I couldn't go under because of the Adderall. It was an extended release. And so it just gives you like a bunch of energy, you know? And so yeah, they hit me twice with a higher dose. I wasn't going under. And then they hit me the third time with like morphine and I still wasn't going under. And they're like, "Are you sure you didn't take anything?" I was like, "No, no," I was scared and I was like, "No." And so they ended up telling me like we gotta proceed with surgery, you're losing blood. And so I got to see my surgery. Like the surgeons were like smiling because they're like I asked them like what's so funny and they're like we've never had any patients conscience during their surgery.
Wow.
So they were like they had to like shave it down. They had to remove some what is it called? Like some veins or something like that. And
Mhm.
then they had to flap it over and then they sewed it up. And then I got to keep my finger. That was cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a incident. How long did this all take? Like, cause this sounds like this all happened in one night?
Yeah, yeah. It was that's when I was 19. It was actually on MLK, Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Oh, wow.
Everyone went out because we had a Monday off.
Yeah.
We were celebrating and all that. And yeah, man, it was crazy. And then at that point, that's when I hit, I would say, like an equal rock bottom than how I was feeling before I went to college. I like went
Mhm.
back to that mindset where I was just like super down, didn't care about anything. And I let my studies go. Like I didn't finish college.
Yeah. Wow. And so okay, so what happens after, right? You get your finger sewn back or what's left of it. What happened to the other piece of it? Like, what did they do? They just throw it away? Like, what happened?
No, they were gonna keep it. I was like, "Yo, can I get my finger back?" And they're like, "We usually just keep it." And I was like, "Nah, it's my property. I want it
Mm.
back."
Hmm.
And they're like, "All right, grab it." And so I put it in a bag, and I had it in one of my brothers, like fraternity brothers. I had it in his freezer for like 3 months, and then it was a pretty cool party trick. Like when we had parties at the fraternity, like everyone would be like talking about me, and then I would like bring bring a couple people upstairs and just show them like the finger and everything. Hola. Um, and then so yeah, it was pretty cool, but not so cool at the same time. And
Eh,
then
mhm.
yeah, and then on Cinco de Mayo,
Mhm.
um, I decided that I wanted to bury it. So I called it No Pinko de Mayo. It was my pinky. And we drank a bottle of tequila, and I buried it in the back of the fraternity, Phi Sigma Kappa.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was your life after that? You said you went kind of hit another rock bottom. What happened what time frame was that and how did that turn out?
Man, um, after that, it really did change my life around. I kind of saw it as like a light bulb or something, like kind of like God was telling me, like, look, this is a warning, like ponte las pilas,
Right.
like stop doing all this extra stuff, get it together.